So, skincare gave me the foundations for my glass skin, but these are the makeup products I use to make my skin look even more glowy and glass skin-like. So if you have acne-prone or textured skin, you might think that achieving glass skin with makeup is impossible, because makeup can sometimes make the texture look even more noticeable, especially highlighter. After more than 10 years of managing acne and trying countless skincare and makeup products, I found that the key is choosing products that work for your skin, enhancing that healthy glass skin radiant look instead of covering it up. Because skincare is what helped my skin get to this point, but makeup can either get rid of that healthy glow or make it even better. So today I'm showing you the exact makeup products that I use when I want my skin to look naturally radiant, smooth, and glass-like without looking heavy. And I'm going to break down exactly what each product is doing, because each one has a specific purpose. Let's get started. Before doing any makeup to enhance glass skin, you must already have a solid, glowy skincare routine to ensure your skin is healthy and prepped for any makeup, because the makeup is only used to enhance. And feel free to watch any of my other skincare glass skin videos, but that's not what I'm going to be covering in this video. When my skin is properly prepped, my makeup just sits differently. The texture looks smoother and the glow looks so much more phenomenal. So I always start with a hydrated base. My toner, treatment, and sunscreen, or moisturizer if it's nighttime. This is honestly the foundation that makes the makeup actually look good. Now let's get into the products that actually enhance the glass skin effect. I've already done my mascara, eyebrows, and eyeliner off camera because this video isn't about that, it's about the actual skin. So when you have acne-prone skin, it's really tempting to just keep adding more and more coverage until every mark disappears. But the problem is, heavy layers actually detract from that glowy glass skin look. The more layers you add, sometimes the easier it is to lose that natural skin-like glow that we're trying to create. Instead, I like to keep my makeup as light as possible and let my skincare do the work. If I don't need much coverage, I'll genuinely only use a concealer. So I personally use the House Labs concealer, but I've heard really good reviews on the Neutrogena one. That is more of an affordable option. If you want more coverage, then you can use a foundation. My favorites are the House Labs one and the Armani Luminous Silk one. And then in between is just like a skin tint from Rare Beauty, or you can use any skin tint. And all of these are quite lightweight, so they really do let your skin breathe underneath, and they do look quite natural on the skin. Whichever one you use, just keep the layers quite thin and build up only where you need to. I also find that applying everything with a damp beauty blender just makes everything so much more seamless. And just a little quick tip, if you're using concealer, just apply it, let it sit for about 30 seconds, then blend it out. It maximizes the little product that you end up using because it gives you more coverage. So the next product makes a surprisingly big difference for glass skin. A lot of people focus on just making their skin look nice and glowy, but healthy skin naturally has a bit of color, and blush is what naturally brings that life back to your complexion. Without any color, even really glowy skin can look a little bit flat. The goal isn't to make it obvious that you're wearing blush, it's to recreate that natural flush that makes your skin look nice and healthy. So for glass skin finish, I personally prefer using cream blushes or liquid blushes, especially the ones that are more dewy. You can also use like a luminous blush, but I would avoid using anything too matte if you're going for the glass skin look. I find that these types of blushes give me that fresh, natural glow. And I love this House Labs blush because it really does give me a nice glassy finish. It's probably the most glassy blush that I own. So I'll either apply it with a brush or I'll use my fingers for a more natural finish. And then I usually blend it out with a beauty blender afterwards just to make it look more airbrushed. So the final step that really enhances the glass skin look is highlight. No surprise there. But I also do think this is where a lot of people do go wrong. Glass skin isn't about making your skin look sparkly. It's about creating more of that glossy reflection. So the goal is to mimic where light would naturally hit your face. I personally love liquid or cream highlighter because they just melt into your skin and they give more of a natural type effect. If you want to go for a powder, I would advise a more finely milled powder like this Rare Beauty highlighter, but do be warned, this is extremely blinding when you apply a lot on, so you really have to remember you can build it up. And then I'll probably also add a few freckles. I just feel like it gives me more of a natural finish. And then I will make sure that I powder strategically. So I use the tiniest amount, only in places that I've used concealer, and I leave the majority of my forehead not powdered. I only powder this tiny part here, corners of my nose, and I honestly don't even care if it gets more shiny throughout the day because I want to look like my face is glowing. And there's one final step that I would use throughout my makeup routine if I wanted to really give it that extra glassy look like skin, and that's to use this annual mist. Bear in mind, you do need to use quite a lot for it to actually show up as looking more glassy. I have a whole review on it if you want to check that out. But yeah, it really does help bring everything together and give it that more glassy finish. As you can see. And that's basically the final look. I'll probably add just a little bit of glow on my lips. And I love Rose lip tint for that. I think my favorite shade is Toast. I'm definitely 1000% repurchasing this. And that's it. Healthy looking skin with a bit of glow and your face still looks like you. If you have acne prone or textured skin, I hope this showed you that you can still achieve that fresh, glassy finish while still allowing your skin to look like you. Those are my tips and tricks. Hope you found something useful and I will see you on my next video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Bye!